big and try to make it the whole. Oh.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Unlock Project. I'm Desmond, your host, and today we have Abang Klye, our special guest for today. Are you nervous?
Super nervous. Really happy. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you very much.
But the thing is, can I call you Sensei instead?
Sensei. But it's better just to call me Kai only.
Kai,
So yeah.
Okay. But before we go straight to these two kids that you brought along, let me ask you a few questions. So, when did you started collecting the kids?
Primary 3. I think 10 years old, I guess. 9 years old, yes.
Primary 3, I was 93. 93?
My first kit, if I remember, my mum bought for me Heavy Arms Custom, the old school box. That was my very, very first kit, and then goes to Death Side. After Death Side Hell, then goes to Gundam Wing. Then after that, I think I didn't did well for my exam, so my mum threw it away.
No present, right?
I remember when I was younger, so then I was looking at this 2004 Wing, Gundam Wing Zero Custom. That kit that I really wanted so much. And that kit cost like 100 plus.
Correct.
Then I was like, shit man, I can't even buy that. Forward till now, after I get married and everything, me and my wife decided to stay on our own. So right now we have our own house. Then I tell my wife that, hey, I really want to start back my Gundam collection.
How long was the break?
28, I guess. So it's that long. So eventually my wife agreed lah. She wouldn't want me to roam around the streets or what lah. So she said okay lah. We'll buy a Gundam Wing kit.
Whoa!
Okay, a Gundam Wing kit.
She paid for it?
No, eventually I paid. That's all where it started lah.
Do you tend to cycle your wife? Then you start building together. Did that happen?
No, eventually she would just look at it. She will look at it and she say, oh, what's this for? Why is this pink color beam for and all that stuff for like other kids. Then eventually my wife start to grow into knowing who is the villain. So I have a Jack Doga, and then she noticed that all these villain kids have fat fits. Alright, that's what my wife said. I said, oh, you bought another villain kid. I said, how do you know? And then she was like, oh, because of the kid, because it's fat. Airbrush, yes.
Yeah. So when did you start picking up airbrush as well?
It's quite funny. Okay. I was looking at Janik's video. If this YouTubers or Korean guys can do it, so why can't we? So that's what motivates me eventually. What you going to do? So I show her the Janik's video, which is the blue Sazabi.
Correct.
Yeah. And she was like, okay, she knows that I'm the kind of person that I would just dive in. So yeah, I bought the portable airbrush with the portable small little compressor for a good, I don't know, like 1 month plus. I've been keeping looking at the video. That time my daughter was like a few days old, if I remember. Everybody sleeps, so I just watched the video by myself, thinking, how am I supposed to do exactly like Janik's, but with my own style? So eventually comes Orbi lah. Station. I went there alone, then that's where I met one of the best guys I ever seen before, which is Uncle Simon. This kid couldn't do without him. I learned how do I do metallic red? Okay, by silver coating, now that you clear it and stuff like that. It took me a while eventually for this kid.
So what are the difficulties that you met?
I can say this kid, I learned how to sand properly, and I learned how to do gloss back. Because you need to do gloss back to top the titanium silver. Right? Yes, and after that I have to use clear red instead of solar for this kit. So for this part here, the fin and the head part here,
the helmet. Okay.
There's a story behind it, because while I was spraying, I let my kids to dry outside. The kids outside, they touch the pieces, then the paint smudge and everything. Okay, usually I would top my spraying session for 3 hours.
Hey, your compressor works better than ours.
Well, eventually it died. This part here, there are scratches here. I didn't know what grit to use, and I realized that it is 200. I thought that the primer will cover it, but it didn't. So when it comes to the day, okay, some of my friends, I do have outside friends that they were asking me, hey, why not you join Gundam Singapore? Okay, I joined, so I post a few, and eventually I met Noctix.
Hey!
I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Uncle Simon. So slowly by slowly, that's how the lower part of the kit looks way better.
How long do you take to sand them? I start with 4,000, then I go up to 1,500.
Okay.
But the thing is, every single piece will take very long.
Okay, for my sanding, usually I will start 600, then I will skip to 1,000. But it really depends also. It's fair lah. I mean, for me, it's my first airbrush kit eventually. So yeah.
Sorry, a bit. First?
My first airbrush.
First kit over here for our viewers. If you do not know this guy, this big bad boy is Sazabi, okay?
Yeah.
Then if you can't really remember, 606, go search on that. You will see, okay? If you need the full name of it, it will be under Char's Counterattack. Please go ahead.
Correct.
Yeah. So we have the second kit here, which is 00 Icarus. Okay. It would be 00 with Wing Gundam's wing. What did you gain from it?
I feel it's more on personal satisfaction actually. Like I accomplished something that I really want to try out. Never thought that I would do airbrushing eventually. After I watched Jenix's video, don't think if you make mistake, just make mistake. Just who cares?
I know yet you're married, right?
Yes, I'm married.
With how many kids?
Just one. I have a 11-month-old daughter.
They will be afraid that the kids will. You either have that phobia?
Usually, I will place my kids in the cabinet. Yeah, IKEA detail cabinet. Okay, with baby lock. In order for her to open the lock, she needs to be like what 1.8 meters.
How long it took to do the marbling?
Okay, one thing about marbling is you need a lot of practice. A lot of practice. The idea came when I was watching Jenix 160 scale, the red part when he was doing the marbling. You need to practice a lot. Usually, it will take me 3 spoons to get the right feel.
The which part? Which is tougher? The last step, which is where you're supposed to wrap it with the string, right? With the wrap or the spring of it.
The tough part is when you're removing the
wraps.
Yeah. But I use wet tissue. It's a fun process to do eventually for marbling. Yeah, I do have friends marble their Zoc. Zul, if you're watching this, I really like your Zoc. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, it's impressive. Alright, his is exactly influenced by Kei Suzuki. For this kit was inspired by after Gundam Wing Zero Custom, which is in the Detolf shelf lah.
Yeah.
So I was looking at it, then I was like, I need to get rid of it. I asked Nox again about his ideas, I was like, I asked him like,
Notice is like your service hotline. Hey, Nox, how do I fix this? Hey, Nox, hey.
So Nox say like, why don't you use your wing Zero Custom? But then I asked him like, I don't know how to attach here and there. Then he was like, and he said, just drill. That's it. Just drill.
Just do it.
Eventually, when it comes to this wing, okay, the back wings especially, it was pretty difficult because I don't have the right size of drill bit. The only way is to use the
round one.
File. Yeah.
Then he slowly file.
I slowly file lah. Dig and try to make it the whole bit. Oh, okay.
Action very wrong, bro.
I should make the whole big. We get to attach the wings. Even same goes to the backpack also. I use the wing backpack. How am I supposed to attach? Do you have runners? Do you have extra runners?
Oh yeah.
Just glue ni. That's what he said. Just glue ni. Okay. So eventually it came out. It turned out well.
Where did you pick up the modular airbrushing as well? Notice again.
Yes.
Aha.
Because Nox do pre-shades. Get a little tips from here. How do you do a fade? He just say like slowly, control your airbrush trigger and stuff like that. The color wise actually was random. I have a GX metallic green, if I'm not wrong. Mr. Hobby GX metallic green. I start with the gold first actually. For the wings here, for the fade off. So I start with the gold first and then
the green to over.
Yeah, the green, yes. But very light lah. So airbrush PSI normally for primer I will use 20, and then for my coatings and everything, especially for gloss black, I use between 15 to 20, and then my top coat I will max out to 30. For this whole kit, for the whites, I use Mr. Hobby Crystal Color, Ruby Red, and then you can see like a slight of pearlescent red.
Correct.
Because on this kind of period, I'm trying new paints out actually.
Because you're mixing your own, right?
No, it's not mixing.
It's pure.
So light grey, then towards a darker grey, and then I try to make a whole different kind of schema by using the GX color, especially on the legs near the GN drive.
This one is purely without panel line, right?
Yeah, purely without panel line.
Now you know how stressful it is, right?
This is what.
Hi everyone, so right now we're doing the second segment. So we'll learn from our Abang Klye here how to do panel lining and scrubbing. Okay?
Lining
So what we'll be doing is we take out a forearm part from SD Crossbone. So yes,
I will try lah.
so this is something where I can learn from him as well.
So basically, this is the forearm. So the main focus for doing main scribing and panel line or custom panel line is to separate the part.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Unlock Project. Today I have Abang Klye.
Desmond!
Oh, I forgot. Shit. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the point where we're feeling in him.